From Best BR4 Videos, I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing Week 6 in the NFL, and we are talking right now with Al McMordie from BigAl.com, industry veteran, very well-respected NFL handicapper. He gave us a great pick last week on the contrarian pick on the over in the Colts game. Also gave us Jacksonville, which, you know, when I talked to Brent from BetDSI, was a sharp side, and it was looking good after the first quarter and down, deep into the game. But, they wound up getting the double-digit loss. Al, thanks for being back with us this week.
You're welcome. Always good to be here, Peter.
All right, before we get into Green Bay, Baltimore, first game we're going to discuss, give a plug for BigAl.com.
Well, my website, I think, is the best one in the country for purchasing picks. We've got tremendous handicappers at the website. Besides myself, there's Larry Ness, Scott Spreitzer, Ben Burns, Brian Leonard, Tom Stryker, ASA, Wayne Root. Lots of great information in football, basketball, and baseball. People can go to BigAl.com and click on picks for sale for all the selections. Or if they just want to get free plays, we have 3 complimentary selections every day at BigAl.com. They can go to BigAl.com and click on free picks. There's 2 free picks there. And then there's a 3rd free pick on the homepage from Larry Ness. And he has his Nest Noise report every day at BigAl.com.
Okay, sounds great. Green Bay and Baltimore is the first game we're going to discuss. Now, my favorite kind of games to discuss with you are when you give, a contrarian opinion that always winds up being right, like you gave with the Colts over last week. This week, though, I'm thinking that the right way to go might not be contrarian at all, might just be kind of the obvious play. Baltimore is a home underdog, 2 or 2.5 or even 3 market-wide. Total is ranging between 48 and 49. Now, Green Bay's off their second game off a bye. They gave a great defensive performance against Detroit last week, but they definitely got helped out with Calvin Johnson being out in that one. Baltimore is off of their very good win against Miami, but Miami was sort of in a down spot that week, and I know a lot of people, including me and the guy we previewed the game with, were expecting a good game from Baltimore. Here, I'm thinking that, and of course, Green Bay lost Clay Matthews last week to injury. That's a big loss. I'm thinking that the total is looming a little bit low here. Green Bay's 3 games before the bye all went way over this total by at least 10 points, and Baltimore, quality offense, they can be counted on for at least 20 points or more every game. So I'm thinking that we just go for 48 on the over or 48.5. What do you think, Al?
Well, interestingly, one of my big plays last week was on the under in the Green Bay-Detroit game. I'm going to stay away from the total here. I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens plus the points against Green Bay. The Packers come into this game with a 2-2 record, but they've yet to win a road game this season, as both victories were at Lambeau Field. Like the Packers, Baltimore is also unbeaten at home this season with wins over the Browns and Texans. But the Ravens also have a road win to their credit after going into Miami last Sunday and leaving with a 26-23 win. The Ravens, as you mentioned, have been installed as a home underdog here versus Green Bay. And one of the things, Peter, that I've been doing for years is playing on home dogs of more than a point off a road win if they're playing an opponent that won and covered its previous game since 1980. Our home dogs in this situation are 141 and 85 against the spread. Dating back to last season, Green Bay is now on an 0-4 straight up and against the spread run on the road. Baltimore, in contrast, has won and covered its last 4 at home dating back to last season. And even more troubling for the Packers, Baltimore going back a couple of years now, 20-2 straight up at home, their last 22. I can't find a reason here to lay points on the road with Green Bay. I'm going to take Baltimore plus the points.
All right, well, let me play. I love your analysis. Let me play devil's advocate for, some people who might be thinking about laying points with Green Bay. And tell me if this situation, just, whatever, the first thing that comes to mind, people will see Baltimore hasn't had a bye yet. Green Bay is a quality team. They got, a good rest from a bye 2 weeks ago, and they came back and got a good win. So, at this point in the season, when one team is a quality team that's already had a bye, so, they've played one fewer games, they're they're 1 game less banged up, does that give them an edge?
I don't think so at all. I mean, if you take a look at what the impact of bye weeks, they really help teams that are kind of good teams going into the bye, or they really help winless teams that haven't had a win all season that go into the bye to kind of regroup. But this is 2 weeks after the fact. I don't think the fact that Green Bay was off a couple weeks back makes any bit of difference in this ball game.
All right, well, the market is definitely unsure about this game right now. The line is varying between 2 and 3, so we can definitely give you 3. That's a widely available number at the moment. Baltimore plus 3 over Green Bay is Al McMordie's pick. Thanks, Al.
You're welcome.